Epic Bait Molds has expanded their line of tactical shads, and let me just tell you, they are way more than just a hover rig bait. It started with the 4.2 and of course the 3.2, but now we have 4 additional sizes, all of which can be used, of course, as a hover rig, but man, there are so many more applications to be delved into, some of which, a bunch of which, we are going to show you today. Let's get our first cup of plastisol in the microwave, get that warmed up, and I'll show you these new sizes. So first off, going the big way, we went from 4.2 to 5.2. Look at that beast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cavity. 5.2. I've got an application for this one. I actually saw it on the Epic YouTube channel. I thought, holy moly, that looks good. 4.2, 3.2, which you already saw, have already been around. Those will be the next 2 down. From there, we go to the 2.7. There we go. That one is a 12 cavity. From there, we step down another notch to 2.2. Now we're getting down into the crappie area, although 2.7, totally doable on a crappie. And as if that wasn't good enough, we go down yet one more step. You crappie guys, you may need to sit down, take a breath. 1.7, oh yeah, and this guy is a 16 cavity. They all laminate beautifully. We're going to shoot all the new sizes, 5.2, 2.7, 2.2, and 1.7 today. And as I mentioned, I've got a bunch of different rigging options because these are far more than just a hover rig bait. First cup of Lureworks Porosol Pro, my new favorite plastic of all time. Spring is right around the corner. Not nearly as close as I would prefer it, but I start dreaming of spring in the middle of winter like it is. And I'm thinking we develop some sort of new kind of twist on fire crawl. Let me go ahead and get this other cup in the microwave so it can be heating up while we make this first one. We're gonna need something off the wall of joy though. My little 8-bit goodness back there. I want to do the belly first, and for that, Atomic Craw in the Mica Shift line. I don't have a recipe for this one today. I'm going to kind of develop it as we go. So this is 1/8 of a teaspoon. Be our belly color. We probably are going to spike it though and pull out more of the orange, because I think between this and the top color that I have planned, they're going to be close enough together where it might be hard to see the laminate. But that looks really good. Let's go to the flake first, and then we'll add the pigment. So first off is some orange or golden orange, Lureworks 015. I'm sorry, no, 008. This is the really, really small stuff, which means I need a 1/16 at least. We may go to 1/8, I don't know. Let's put that in there. Don't use the really small stuff very often. I just felt like mixing it up. Ooh, that looks good. That looks really good. Oop, there's our second cup. Hold on. Here, I'll mix it up with you. See how we're doing. We may need a little bit more time on this one. I don't know. 370. No, she's good to go. So I'll just put that back in the microwave. Yes, with the stir stick, but I'm not going to hit it and, you know, make my shot blow up. So that looks good. Let's go to Barlow's Whisker, Black Whisker, and grab 1/8 of that. Kind of a heaping 1/8. These are big particle size. I wanted to dirty up the belly just a hair. Alright, actually I want more of our golden orange here. That's another 1/16, so that's 1/8 total. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm liking that so far, but I think it needs to be more orange. Because again, fire crawl, right? We want it to be pretty well red and pretty well orange. So I just got out the Lureworks orange. Huh. Go figure. Let's, this is strong stuff. Let's drop like 3 in there and just see what happens. It may get lost, it may overpower, I have no idea. All right, yeah, we can definitely afford more. That was 3, let's go to 10. All right, I think we're gonna stay there. Oh, there we go. Yeah. See that orange coming through? It's still very golden. It's not your typical bright orange for a fire craw, but I'm liking that, guys. I am liking that for the belly. All right, cup number 2, ready to roll. And for this one, we're going maybe a little old school, something I haven't used for quite a while, but it's pretty stinking awesome, and that is Barlow's Color Shift. So I pulled out the Lava Craw from Barlow's. It's got these reds to oranges to yellows kind of on the edges. It's pretty darn sweet. All right, let's go right to an 1/8 on this one as well. That was kind of a heaping 1/8, but that's okay. By the way, this is medium hard Pour-Sol Pro. I think that's going to go well with really all the sizes. You could go down to a medium for some of the smaller sizes if you prefer a more flow than flicker. Look at that on the stick. Woo! Definitely more red, which is what we want. We're going to actually encourage that here in a little bit. But first, the flake. And I'm thinking some Barlow's Small Holographic, 015 Holographic Red. So put that in there. Oh yeah. Same thing, only holographic orange. Barlow's Holographic Orange 015. Right? I mean, come on, right? Okay, from there, actually, I want to do 2 things. Want to, just like the other, I want to spike it with some extra red. This is clear red from Lureworks. Have no idea how much, but before we do that, I want to go back to the wall. There you go. And right here, Hollow Shift stuff. Molten Core, one of my favorites. Got a nice red tint to it. Usually a 30-second, but I'm feeling spicy today. So let's just take this stuff to the next level with a little Hollow Shift. Yeah, we're mixing all kinds of good stuff here. Wow, Hollow Shift with Color Shift from Barlow's. About the only thing we need here is to red it up just a little bit more with some clear red. So I think this stuff is pretty translucent. Let's go with 5. Oh yeah, I can see the difference there. Let's do 5 more and call it a day. Don't need quite as much help on the top because it was already a lot more red than the bottom was orange. But that is looking good. We still have some of that lava color shift on the sides, on the edge of where the light is. So I think we got a winner. Alright, we got 330 and 330. Actually going to stop those there because they will cool down a little bit. SDG multi-block, and I remembered this time to put it on the hot plate. Belly side to the right, as usual, because the belly side is over here, and the belly side is facing me. Made sure to stack those all so the top is away from me, which will be the red. That 5 is a big boy. I'm hoping that we can somehow get them all done. We shall see. Okay. Alright, purge it out. First one. Oh gosh, wow, that took a lot. Okay, gonna be interesting. Can we get them? Okay, do we have enough? Oh, I don't know. I heard us. No, shoot. We did not get, see that? We didn't get our 1.7. Daggone it. Never fear, there was enough remelt in the pucks and the little bits and scraps and what was on the stir sticks. Could remelt that down, and I got my little cup tilter out and went ahead and reshot the 1.7. So we have got 4 full molds to take a look at here. It did take every bit of that 1 cup, so if you're thinking about getting all 4, now you know. You need a full 1 cup in order to get through all 4. So where should we start? I'm thinking we just go right for the big boy, right on the end. 5.2 Tactical Shad. Oh my. That is big and that is beautiful. Oh golly, Neds, look at that. Golden orange belly, atomic craw doing it justice. Kind of get a little preview of the red there. Jeez Louise. Some monsters gonna be eating this thing. And there's the red. Wow. Oh gosh. Holy schlamolies. Yeah. That that'll work. You can see some of the color shift there, right here. See how as it bends? Ooh, Barlow's lava crawl, making things look awesome. How about it? All the way down into the tail. Gorgeous. So tasty. Man, atomic crawl, all the stuff we put into it. That I'd say is a good start. Keeping on with the down step, here's the 2.7. This is a 12 cavity. I am especially pumped about this size because it's just got so many variations, so many ways to use it, and it looks so good. Look at that. Oh yeah. Shot very nicely. Let's get our little peel back here. Downsized, tasty little morsel, 1/2 inch smaller than the 3.2, and I mean, just gorgeous. And you get like I said, 12 of them all at once. They shot beautifully. All right, next up is next up is the 2.2 for all of you crappie guys, myself included. Got some serious plans. Serious plans for this guy. But for now, let's just drink it in. Just as gorgeous on the belly. This is a 14 cavity, and the top just like the others. We've only got 1 more left, and then you guys hang around. I've got a bunch of different riggings that I'm gonna blow through super quick, because I want you to see the versatility, dare I say, the tactical nature of the Tactical Shad, because it does more than a hover rig. Oh, this one actually opened on the top. How about that? 1.7 reshoot, because I ran out, didn't get a full pull with the other. But that, I mean, goodness gracious, so good. And then there's the bellies. And this one, as I have mentioned already, I think 16 cavity. So yes, almost all of these, especially the bigger size down to the medium size, are going to be good on a hover rig. Here's an example of the new 5.2 on just such a setup. That would be a killer hover rig option. However, it doesn't stop there. Check this guy out. It's what I saw over at the Epic channel. A naked 1/2 ounce STG go-to bladed jig, direct connect, of course, with a 5.2. Is that not sick? Holy schlamoli. This thing just without a skirt, man alive, the possibilities. With that lamination, you could do 1,000 things with that. No skirt, different profile, show them something new. So good. So definitely, right, as a bladed jig trailer. Speaking of which, 2.7. So I'm not going to show you the 4.2 and 3.2. We've done those before. This is the 2.7 on a 1/4 ounce go-to direct connect, right? From the Finesse, go-to Finesse rig, or mold rather. Look at how good that looks. And this is with the size 3 hook. If you wanted to, you didn't want to use the 3/0, you could actually go down to a 2/0. I don't have a skirt on this one, just wanted to show you what the profile would look like. So you got, you know, your skirt and everything, but see how much further up the hook is. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see you get you're moving up the bait a bit, and even more if you go to a 1/0. Yes, you can make the 1/4 ounce go to finesse bladed jig down to a 1/0 hook. That is pretty darn tasty, if I don't say so myself. But it doesn't stop there with the 2.7. That 2.7 size is so versatile. Check this out. Ned rig, baby. That is a size 1 10.777 on a weedless Ned head. That is, look at this tail. I am so fishing this as a Ned bait this year. Are you kidding me? And of course, the underspin. More from the go-to. 1/8 ounce underspin. Super finesse, just a little bit. No paddle tail or anything else going on. Yes, the 2.2 as well. Look at that tasty little morsel. Another Ned rig. It goes, I mean, that's not too big. That is absolutely scrumptious, as is the 1/16 underspin on that 2.2. How about that? When they're really finicky, you know, it's hard to get them to bite. That might be too much. That might be more than they can handle. And then of course, all the way down to the 1.7. Excuse my jig head, it's the only one I had. It's a little beat up, I need to make more of these. But that is a size 4 hook on the 1.7, 1/16 ounce head out of the SDG finesse. Actually, no, this is the SDG go-to. I hope you can just get a glimpse, a little scratch, a little inclination about how versatile, how tactical these molds are, because they are not just a hover rig. Guys, thanks for coming along with me on this one. It was a blast. Definitely go check out these molds at Epic Bait Molds if you like what you see. Until the next time, see you guys in the shop.